What's up, babies? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kay and this is KROWNEDBALLER. First things first, before we even get into this video, make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button down below. Join our team, consider our bench. We would love to have you here. But we're gonna hop right into this install. So as you guys can tell from the title, I am sharing with you guys this closure quick weave using beauty supply store hair. I was literally on a struggle and a rush to get my hair done before I went on vacation, and so I went to my local beauty supply store and picked up 2 bundles of 14 and 16 inch body wave, as well as a 4x4 quote-unquote HD lace closure, which is also in the inch 16. So I'm showing you guys my braid pattern as I'm sewing up the excess braids. I just braided my hair down on the sides and the front so that I could have a flat front middle part. I wanted to go for just a sleek, grown and sexy middle part bob. This was just a quick version of my braids, but if you definitely want a flatter install, definitely braid your hair a little bit more flat and fine. So I'm using the Erica J Hold Me Down adhesives. First, I'm going to start off with the skin guard to just start off with the protection of my skin with the glue, just wiping away any extra oils or residue of anything on my skin. Now I'm going to go in with the wig cap because this is going to be the barrier in between the glue and my hair. I'm sorry, the glue of the track and my hair. So I'm sewing this bad boy down because I am going on vacation for like a week and some change, and I don't want no mishaps. Okay, so we're gonna sew little baby down. I don't need no roll up, no fold up, no none of that. Okay, so I'm using some of that glue, and I just wanted the front of the wig cap where my closure will be to be glued down, and that's why I'm sewing the rest of the wig cap so that it will have that security, and then I'm gonna go in and sew around where the actual closure will be. I ended up adding about 2 to 3 layers of the glue to the wig cap just so that I could have some, you know, security. This whole install is all about security. I'm going in with some tint, some lace tint to definitely match the lace to my skin. Now the package on this lace closure said that it was HD. It wasn't, but we're gonna get into that later. Okay, so the next step is using some of this diamond shield, and this is what's going to protect our hair from that glue. Okay, so make sure this is an important step, and you also want to make sure that this stuff dries, because if it does not dry, like, your tracks will not stick, and that is the most tedious part of this entire install, honestly, is just getting this cap. It's a liquid cap, literally. So let's just getting this liquid cap to be dry. Once I have it dry, I go ahead and cut off all of my excess cap. Remember, we sewed on the cap, so that's why you see it sticking on, and then we went ahead and put the glue or the liquid cap on to actually secure it down even more. So now I'm just kind of measuring my lace closure of where it will actually be with the glue, and then I'm gonna begin just adding layers in between me adding the tracks. So I literally just go in with the glue, and in between, while it's drying, I am going to start with the first bundle. So I had 2 bundles of 14 inch body wave, and then I had a 16 inch as well. I tried to squeeze in as much as possible. You guys know with shorter lengths, the bundles are a lot more full. So with this 14 inch, I definitely tried to squeeze in a lot, but I wanted that 16 inch to really thrive and, you know what I'm saying, skydive, you know. So in between a few of the tracks, I lay a few of the tracks. I just put the glue along the track line, and then I lay about maybe 3, 4 to 5 tracks, and then I go in with my blow dryer to just secure that glue down. I don't do it after each one just because it's just a little bit more time consuming, but if you want that extra security, you definitely can go in and go after each one of the tracks, or you can kind of let your glue get tacky on the track before you put it on your head. That's also an option. So you guys see me add those extra layers, and I try to measure out each track before I actually put the glue on it, just to see where it's gonna hit me on my head or how I want it to fit on my head. And I'm starting to kind of put the tracks in a U shape because I don't want my edges to show at all. Like, I don't want it to just be a perfect like U dome, but I'm kind of curving up the top of the track once I get to the front of my forehead. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so you guys see me, I'm just going in again with the tracks and continuing to lay them down. Now, baby, it's time to put the little closure on, okay? I did go ahead and bleach this closure and plucked it. As you guys can see, the pluck is beautiful. The bleach on this closure, like, I would not recommend this closure, only because the way that this bleach would not lift the knots, like, it was not lifting. And when I say I had the bleach on there for about an hour and a half, it did not lift. It lifted in some places, but the knots were so thick still, and you could see that they were black. So I don't know if I would necessarily use, the hair wasn't bad. Let me start off by saying that the hair was not bad at all. The hair was very good. It did what it needed to do for my vacation, for sure. And I was in the chlorine, I was in ocean water, I was all over the place, not necessarily being the best to this hair, but for what it did, you know. So once I laid the lace onto that glue that I've laid down, I go ahead and just sew the rest of the closure around my head. So I'm just literally going on side to side and all the way to the back, and then once I get to the back, I start on the other side, just to kind of give it some like even like an even tug, instead of it being favored to one side, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I was thinking in my head. So I just had 2 needles, or once I got to the back, I cut the thread and then I started off on the other side of my temple. So once I finish with the sewing of the closure down, I make sure that that front lace is definitely down and secure. If you want, you can cut off those like thicker pieces on the edge of the closure. If you guys can see that, they weren't that big of a deal to me, so I didn't necessarily cut them off, but I just tied that down and just continued on laying the tracks. We want that lace to melt into our skin, okay? We want it to melt. So now you guys see me now really kind of accentuating coming up with the track when I'm gluing it down. So I measure all the way up, and then I give it a little curve at the end. You guys can see a little bit more on my right side versus the left. So I'm just going to continue adding those tracks as the more I go up my head. I did have to kind of go in and fill space, but you guys will see a little further into the video. But I'm just continuing this. This is the other tedious process of this, going in with the track, measuring to make sure I have enough hair or need to cut some off, adding the glue, and then putting that onto my head. Now, if you want to use Got to Be Glued, you can also use that to again help with the barrier of helping, one, the tracks stick to your cap, and 2, just adding a little bit of more security with that. So I didn't use any of this install, but I definitely will for the next one. So just remember, 2 caps, your liquid cap, and Got to Be Glue or spritz also helps with a Quickweave install. I am like low-key kind of obsessed with Quickweaves now, like just because, 1, they're quick, hence the name, and 2, like, I don't know, it's just something about a Quickweave. Like, it's definitely a lot more flat in my opinion than a sew-in, because I'm a sew-in girl, I'm not gonna lie to you, but just Quickweaves are just a little bit more like, I don't know, they're just convenient and they're quick. So I'm definitely turning into a Quickweave girl, so I'm definitely going to try to have a little bit more content and videos based around Quickweaves. I love curly hair, so the next Quickweave you'll see will definitely be curly hair. I have a couple videos on how to make a Quickweave wig, so definitely check that out. I'll leave that in the description box or in the cards. So once I get to the very front of my hair, you guys kind of see me filling in those spaces. I just want to see now where exactly I need to add hair. So another thing that I would recommend with this install is that you use a black cap. So I would say use the wig cap for the closure, and then cut that off around where you're going to have your closure. And then over that, use a black wig cap, just because, like, if I don't have all of the space on this wig cap covered, like, you're gonna see it because it is tan, you know what I mean, like, as you guys can see. So that's why I'm going back in to make sure I don't have any, when the wind blows, like, I don't want that wig cap to show whatsoever. So I'm going in with my rat tail comb, just pressing down the tracks, making sure everything is like super duper flat, because this is growing out of our scalp. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows anything else. It's growing out of our scalp, period, dot. So I'm going in with my blow dryer, and now I'm just kind of covering my entire head, making sure every track is laid down flat and glued down. So now we have all of our tracks laid down. I'm taking my little band off so y'all can see the milk is real. We see it, you see it too. So I'm gonna cut off the extra lace in the front so we can begin to kind of style this hair and customize it to my hairline. Now you do see a little white cast on the front of the closure, but I'm going to show you guys how we're going to get rid of that. I was in love with this little install, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I added some of my foundation to the lace, and then I began to go into the middle part. So you guys can kind of see the back of the part is a little bit over bleach, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it began to bleach in some places, but it just didn't. It was so stubborn, like to the front of the head. So nevertheless, we're going on. I'm using my wax stick and my hot comb to lay down the extra little flyaways that I have. We don't want no flyaways, child. Again, it's growing out of our scalp. And when I say this hot comb on this closure was so hot, Jesus, it was hot. Okay. I didn't know what style I wanted to go for. I initially thought about the little Edna off the Incredibles bob without the bangs. Like, that's what I really wanted. Almost like a little Dora situation, but I ended up cutting it first into a long bob, and I used some flexi rods at the end to give me a curl. Now, I didn't actually record how my hair looked. I forgot, because the next day we were going to the airport and your girl was rushing trying to make sure I had all of my things at the last minute, so I didn't record the actual curls that I got from the hair from the flexi rod set, but they definitely turned out cute. I'll insert a picture so you guys can kind of see. I had a little scarf on as well, but like, when I say I was in love with my hair, I was absolutely in love. I'm just doing a little finishing touches. Y'all know I don't know nothing about baby hair, so if this is what you've come to see the baby hairs on this install, you've come to the wrong place. I say it every single video. It's never going to change. Well, I hope it changes, honestly. I'm still praying about it. We still working. God ain't done with us yet. But I am just doing some finishing touches on the install. I'm going to add a little bit more powder. Here is some edge control that I got from my local beauty supply as well. Just adding that. I normally use foam or like setting lotion and got to be glued gel, but this edge control might be a little hack for me. Like, it's definitely helping with the forming and shaping of my baby hairs. Now, one thing I will say about the baby hairs is that they were very thick, so I would definitely go back in and pluck them as I did. But I'm just trying something, child. We praying about it once again. Anywho, I'm gonna go in with some powder and kind of add it to my lace in the front and as well as to my part before I get into the actual flexi rod set. So I did want to do like a little mini review on the actual hair itself. I just got the 2 bundles of Body Wave 14-inch and 16-inch, and then the 4x4 HD lace closure and a 16-inch as well. I low-key rock with this hair. Like, I had this hair in my head for about a week and a half straight, and the hair definitely held up. Like, I was in ocean water, I was in pool water, like I said before. Like, I wasn't washing the hair, I wasn't like properly taking care of this hair, and baby was still like giving me a lot of life. Well, for the end of this install, I had a look envisioned for some like effortless beach waves, just because I was going to the beach, obviously. So I used some small to medium flexi rods to kind of give me that. I literally just put about 10 in my head all over, but I forgot to record like the actual look the next day just because I was rushing to the airport. So later on vacation, I actually cut this hair into a even shorter bob, and you guys will see in the clips. And I just thought it was the most adorable thing ever. Like, it definitely gave me grown and sexy for my 30th. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you like this install, if you want more tutorials like this, let me know on the more affordable side. But I love you, babes, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and follow me on my socials. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Give me a kiss. Mwah.